This is Leadership Month at the Fivefold Academy, and I did an interview with leadership expert Dr. Ulf Spears. You can check out that interview on the channel, KingdomUnleashed channel. It was so good. I'll post a link in the description. As with most things in life, merely watching a video or reading a book or listening to a sermon isn't enough to see transformation in your life. Based on the content of each session in the interview with Dr. Spears, here are a few practical challenges for you to get the most out of the sessions and to implement some of the principles or truths in your life. So from session 1, Leadership Unleashed, bringing solutions to the real world with Dr. Spears, he challenged us to tap into the wisdom of God and to bring solutions to the real world. The Lord has the solution to every problem. So the practical challenge is, number 1 is this: are you able to take spiritual realities and translate them into real life solutions? Are you aware of God's wisdom to help you in your work or home or church environment? Set aside focus time to sit at God's feet, to yield to Him, to His wisdom and guidance in the problem areas of your life. Don't just look to yourself or be hopeless or negative about an aspect of your life. Rather, yield to the Lord in it and receive His divine answers. In session 2, Leadership Crash, Healing the Leadership Soul, Dr. Spears shared about the danger of having a wounded soul. When you go through things, conflict, disappointments, or the pressures of life can damage your soul and ultimately lead you to become an unhealthy leader in the home, workplace, or church environment. Damaged leaders damage others. A bitter heart will cause your influence to become poisoned and ultimately destructive. It is imperative for each of us to deal with the wounds in our soul. So practical challenge number 2, how's the health of your soul? Are you sufficiently self-aware? And if you're not healthy, meaning you lack joy and peace or hope in a certain area of your life, then take some time aside, sit with a friend or trust a spiritual leader and work through that. Pray with someone about that lack of soul health. Maybe you need to forgive someone or mourn the loss of something or someone in your life so that God can comfort you and heal your heart. And do you have a healthy accountability relationship with someone beyond your spouse? If you're married, your spouse is a good option as well, but you need another of the same gender that you can unpack and work through things together. The health of your soul is a life or death issue. It is essential if you want to stay on track for life. So get serious about accountability and put those mechanisms in place. Check in regularly and ask the tough questions and work through those things. Set time aside, make it happen. Humble yourself and deal with those areas. Dr. Spears shared how he was driven in ministry by his disappointments as a basketball athlete. The unhealthy drive almost destroyed his life and marriage, like years later. So what's driving you? A healthy, God-honoring source, or a wound from the past where you're trying to prove something to someone or even yourself? Get the right source. Find peace and rest in God. Get healed up from any pain from the past and follow Jesus. So talk to people weekly, sharing what you're going through, and allow others to speak into your life. Make it your lifestyle to constantly make yourself vulnerable to others, to be real about life so that they can speak into your soul health. Make this part of your lifestyle. In the 3rd session, Dr. Spears gives us practical tips on making the most of the year. Session 3 is called Leadership Habits for the New Year. So do you have goals for the year? Have you written them down? Break them down per term and then ask yourself, what are the daily or weekly habits, the small steps you need to implement in your life to see those goals come to pass? For instance, if you want to lose weight, then implement a daily habit of going for a walk or a jog, even if it's just for 10 minutes. How about fasting 1 day a week or 1 meal a week to connect with the Lord spiritually and pray and have the extra bonus of being healthier in your body? Rather implement small daily or weekly habits than trying to do too much. Begin to see yourself as a runner, for instance, and then take small steps in that direction. When it comes to leadership, you need to start seeing yourself as a leader and then implement those healthy habits. For instance, how about going to bed 30 minutes earlier every night and reading a book on leadership or ministry or an area you want to grow in? 30 minutes a day could, over a month or two, make a huge difference in your life. One other thing I would suggest is that you set time aside to not only say, watch a sermon or read a book or watch a video like this, which is a good start, but to make a few notes of what stood out for you. And then to set time aside daily, every second day, to ponder, to think about what was said or shared or written. We tend to lack meditating time on principles or truths, and the result is we have knowledge but not transformation. When you know the truth, then it will set you free. The truth needs to move from your mind to your heart if it's to bring transformation. So start small and grow into it. Dr. Spears also challenged us to be intentionally prophetic. Are you being intentionally prophetic? Have you, or are you spending time with the Lord being intentionally prophetic, where you hear from the Lord what your focus should be for this year, or to revisit some things the Lord spoke to you before? Go to God and ask Him, what fresh ideas do you have for me? And receive empowerment from the Lord to do what you need to do this year. Another important thing, are you planning your rest times? Do you guard your Sabbath? Do you have regular weekends off or away? These are times of refreshing in the presence of the Lord. So pace yourself so that you can flourish this year. Lastly, how about finding a mentor, someone who's an expert in your field, to learn from them? Or how about finding a Christian coach to help you break through some growth barriers? If it's too expensive to pay for a coach, then start learning from others through books and videos. And, videos like this and this channel is here to help you. It's for free. Be intentional on feeding yourself in the areas you need to grow this year. Don't let another year slip away without growing all you can. The Lord has the blueprint for this year, and He will lead you. I am praying for your leadership growth. The Lord is with you. And if you missed the interview with Dr. Spears, just click on the end screen to watch it now. May the Lord bless you this year, and may God give you guidance, wisdom, and inspiration to implement the right things in your life. The Lord is with you. He has the solutions to every challenge in your life. And I'm praying in the name of Jesus that you would hear His voice, that you will know His guidance, and the Lord will give you creative solutions to the challenges, the problems, the things that you need to fix or solve or overcome this year. The Lord is with you, and I will see you in the next video.